B&B TV. Yeah, like, come on, follow me. Let's see what we got.
Listen closely if you trying to eat. Got passive income, got that money flowing in my sleep. Young and please, got 30,000 on my wrist, 10 on my fist, that 18 around my neck, make I can show respect. You looking at a God exhorting no fear, about 5 in each ear, that's what you wanna hear. VA.
Remember what I told you, right?
Yeah,
What I say?
it's grown man business.
It's grown man business. Boom!
You know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times, my G. But I've been getting a lot of questions in the DM, a lot of questions. Grown Man Business TV, what do you think about Duke the Jeweler? What do you think about the situation with Lil Boosie? And I mean, I spoke on Duke the Jeweler in one of my lives recently, but it was just a little bit. I just barely scratched the surface and I moved on. But it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Duke the Jeweler was a sacrifice. You know, I gotta paint this picture for you. Now, look at how black people spend money. Look at the things we love. These outside entities, these foreigners, they focus in and they home in on things like that because we spend the most. We're the highest every year when it comes to consumption and spending. And the jewelry business is a game that you don't see any black faces in. We spend the most, but you don't see any black faces in position. So Duke the Jeweler was already a target. He might not have recognized it yet, but he was a target. Yeah, he was a target for the higher ups and the elites. Now Boosie, a pawn. Boosie is a puppet. So Boosie might not have known his involvement, or he might very well have known his involvement in the situation, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. But Duke the Jeweler, the image, he who controls imagery controls minds. He who controls imagery, he controls the minds of the masses. And you got to know, we don't have any black representation in the diamond district, in the jewelry business, in the game of jewelry. You know, we love these jewels. You know, we got Jake the Jeweler, we got Johnny Dang, we got all these culture vultures that come into our culture, get familiar with our people, and then suck, you know, you already know, mosquito type action. Oh, they funnel the money right out of the community. So Duke the Jeweler, you know, he gets he gets reached out to by Lil Boosie. You know, he comes down to Texas and he's all involved in the festivities, and he's out there gambling with Boosie. Now, this guy has millions of dollars worth of jewelry and however hundreds of thousands in cash. And he comes out there under the umbrella of Lil Boosie. And somehow he gets touched. Not only touched, but he gets smoked. It gets deep, it gets wicked. And it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. Duke the Jeweler was going to be the face, the black face that shows youth, the youngsters, the future, that, hey, we might have a chance in this business, and it's very lucrative. And it's something that we love to do. We all love jewelry. So imagine all the young black men, the youth that would have saw, you know, a Duke the Jeweler, and said, hey, I could do that. I can be that. It's a reason his car was parked off in the corner somewhere. It's a reason why Boosie, his stories are conflicting. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't know too much about him. Salute to everybody that's in the DM. Salute to everybody in the comments. I looked into him, and it's not looking real. It's not looking right. And I also saw some articles recently of people are approaching Boosie on this. It's very fishy. And that man was assassinated. Not because he was gambling, not because he was with Boosie. Boosie is a pawn. I told you these celebrities are the puppets of the Geppettos. And they just get put in position to line you up. It's deep. Listen. Once you start getting around people that live like these celebrities, get money like these celebrities, you will start asking yourself, why are these celebrities putting themselves in position? Because they have to. They have to. Boosie, that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother story. But Duke the Jeweler was taken out because he was embarking on a journey that has never been embarked on before on that level. A black jeweler? What does that mean for all the culture vultures, all, you know, the Johnny Dangs that dress up like us and put gold fronts in their mouth, but when they go off to Asia and around their people, they suit it up and they ain't got one piece of diamond, maybe a nice plain Jane on them, a nice plain Jane. Huh? The Jake the Jewelers. I mean, and it goes on and on, the list goes on and on, but you don't see any faces like this in the Diamond District. You don't see any faces like this selling you $1 million chains, but we got faces like this by the hundreds buying these chains. Oh, see, once we start getting real on cold and we start doing the math the same way they do the math, calculate the money the same way they calculate the money, now we start getting smarter. We got youngsters that's moving in position to do that, which Duke the Jeweler was one of those youngsters. You ain't gotta be a rapper. How about you be the jeweler that sells the jewels to all the rappers? Oh, yeah. Now, with each casualty like this, it's more of us getting smarter. It's more of us getting more aware. It's more of us getting downloads of the information. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But somebody got to pay for that body. Lil Boosie, somebody got to pay for that body. I know you saying you ain't had none. I understand all that. But somebody going to have to eat that. Yeah. Oh, we can take it. I can go hours on this. Duke the Jeweler. I mean, a genius name. Think about that. When you hear that, Duke the Jeweler, who is that? It's a black guy from Detroit. We might have to get him out of here. We might have to line him up. Is he in cahoots with Johnny Dang? Do he rub shoulders with Jake the Jeweler? Do he know the higher ups and elites? Do he know how this system works? Or he just think he gonna jump in the water and go swimming? Send some sharks at him then. Send some sharks at him. And then what they do, what you got to understand is, they follow your Instagram. They follow your social media. They follow your tweets and all the things that you put out there, letting everybody know where you're going to be at and where you're going. And you excited to be with Boosie, and we all know you are. Oh, send the sharks at him. So once we start getting smart when it comes to that aspect of it, do what you got to do and keep your mouth closed. Do what you got to do, make your moves, and stay on social media with all your information, with every move you making. How about you tell them you was down there with Boosie after you was down there with Boosie? Once you're back in Detroit. Once we start getting smart with that, we'll start getting smart with our intellectual properties. We'll start protecting them more. Oh, and that's what they really trying to find out. They want to figure out, how do we get into their minds so that they don't have any, because if I think it and I don't tell you, you'd never know. And I could be working on it the whole time. But instead, we on social media, and yeah, that's how you got lined up. That's how Duke the Jeweler got smoked. Yeah, letting everybody know, and it somehow, you know, it gets fishy once you start looking at where he was placed and parked at. Who told him to park over there? When somebody found out he was parking over there, why they ain't send somebody to go get his car and move it? Why wasn't he parked where Boosie was parked at? All that jewelry, smoked. Oh, it is what it is, and it'll be what's going to be. Salute to everybody in the DMs. Salute to everybody in the DMs. Letting me know, because you let me know what you want to talk about. I'm going to look into it, and I'm going to give you my angles and my perspectives on it. Last but not least, the baby video that I did recently, the numbers is going up, consistent elevation. You already see it. But YouTube wasn't feeling that. YouTube didn't like how that shook up the algorithm, and they won't let that video be monetized. See, it gets deep and it gets wicked when you start talking about the real problems in this country. White women's obsession with black men have been getting them killed for a long time, getting them wiped out, their careers, their whole life squandered for a long time. The baby didn't just put that image out there for no reason. It had nothing to do with the video. It had absolutely nothing to do with the video, my G. But he put it in there. He put his whole body in the image, and he put a bunch of baby oil on to show that black skin. being shoved in that white mouth, and they cover the face up of the white lady, so it could be, you know, it leaves it up to your imagination. That could be your daughter, your niece, your auntie, your mama, your grandmama, your sister. Oh, you got to understand, he who controls images controls minds. See, for a long time, we didn't know that. We didn't know how they was controlling the masses. Once we got smart, you got real radicals like myself, like the baby, that know how to slip the messages in there for them. The same way they slip the messages in the commercials and in the cartoons for us. We know how to respond. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So they're not monetizing that. I'm thinking about taking that video and moving it to my Big GMB Clips channel. Go check out my Big GMB Clips channel. Big GMB Clips. You understand me? Now that's a channel where I'm going to put all the stuff that I can't put on this channel. And we're going to go OnlyFans. We going OnlyFans where you can come and subscribe and you can get the real, all the real talk. Just us. We don't have to worry about the algorithm over there. So OnlyFans is coming. Grown Man Business TV OnlyFans is coming. The baby video, I'm talking about it right now. And I'm gonna move that video to Big GMB Clips. Go subscribe to Big GMB Clips. Because YouTube wasn't feeling me exposing them truths right there. Yeah. Salute to the baby for that. I caught that. That didn't go over my head, the baby. I saw that. Salute. You got to understand, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. That video is doing numbers, and they won't let it monetize. They won't let it monetize, my G. So, you know, we're going to tap in. You already see we going up, constant elevation. We approaching 13,000 subscribers. Keep locking in. Yeah, I got some new videos for y'all. I got all kind of new content for y'all. The pool is being set in the back of the house, nice and neat, and we're going to talk about that as well. They hate to see a young black man getting to it. The N-words, getting to it, because we are that. We are a nation of the N-words. So I had to tap in with the situation with the baby. You know, the video is still on my page. Go check it out. But I'm going to have to move that video to Big GMB Clips. Big GMB Clips. Big GMB Clips. Go subscribe. I want to see the subscribers going up. Yeah, we're going to monetize that channel too. But for right now, I can say what I want and do what I want on that channel, and then we go on OnlyFans. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But the thought, they don't mind us getting money. They don't mind us getting these chains. They don't mind us buying these houses and getting this property and, you know, owning these trucks and doing everything we doing. But the thought of us shoving this wood up in one of those little lily white women, the little blue hair, blind-eyed lily white women, they love it. They want it. The thought of that drives them insane. Now, you know, the plantation owners used to sneak into the slave quarters and have sex with all the beautiful slaves they had back there. Oh, they would go back there and have babies, you know, hitting these slaves, you know, having their way. So in the back of their mind, they feel like it's revenge for that. And in some ways it is. But they was raping them women. We just get to have our way with y'all women because they love us if we want to. It's a big difference. But they can't stand the thought of one of us, some like me, you know, kissing on that white pale skin, rubbing that dog fur, smelling that dog fur. It drives them crazy at the thought of somebody like me shoving wood in a little lily white wifey. You understand? So at the image that he put out, when he did that, he did it on purpose. He censored it, but he made sure they saw enough to know this is what's going down. And it is what it is. I mean, I tell you this. Y'all, if you like white women, you probably should be trying to find that model, whoever that lady is in that little clip with the baby. She could make millions of dollars teaching that stance that she had on the ball of her feet. And yeah, she can make millions of dollars. But that's a whole nother video. I might do a video on that. So we did Duke the Jeweler. He was a sacrifice, my G. He was a sacrifice. You understand? And it was deeper than rap. You know, he was embarking on a journey, and he was going into an industry that has no black faces. And and once they get one black face, well, alter, it will disrupt the money flow. One successful genius black face with a genius name will alter the whole flow of that money in the jewelry business. He had to be eliminated. He had to be eliminated. And you know, the baby, I did an amazing video on the baby recently, and YouTube wasn't feeling it. They won't monetize the video. They won't turn it green. So I'm going to put that video on Big G&B Clips. Go look and subscribe to Big G&B Clips. Yeah, I'm going to throw that video up there. And we going OnlyFans as well. We going OnlyFans. Don't trip. There's going to be a place where y'all could come and we can have dialogue and we can build. And that's where I'm going to give the business money. That's where I'm going to give the game on business. That's where I'm going to give the game on, you know, money. That's where I'm going to give some of the game ain't going to make YouTube. And we still going to talk this talk. Yeah, we going to still talk this talk. So you already know what time it is, my G. We already talked about Duke the Jeweler. Now we talking about the baby, and you already know it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Dang.
GNB TV. Yeah, like, come on, follow me. Let's see what we got.
Listen closely if you trying to eat. Get passive income, got that money flowing in my sleep. Young and please, got 30,000 on my wrist, 10 on my fist. That 18 around my neck, make I can show respect. You looking at a God exhorting no fear. About 5 in each ear, that's what you wanna hear. VA.
Remember what I told you, right?
Yeah,
What I say?
it's grown man business.
It's grown man business.